Hello everyone, good evening. Hello everyone, good evening. Thanks for joining. Can you hear me? Hello guys, good evening. Can you hear me? Hi everyone, good evening. We'll just wait for 3 more minutes. We'll start the session. You can post your questions here. We will answer all your questions. Please subscribe our channel. You will be getting all the updates on the technologies as well as the latest updates. We will start in a couple of minutes. Good evening, guys. Thanks for your time on Saturday evening. You can post your questions in the chat. We will answer your questions. Give us 2 more minutes. We'll start the session. We are talking about the overview of MSBI. So you need not have any other technology in mind. You can understand. You can understand the session. It's just we are going to give a demo. Now, we'll get started. Thank you so much for your time. I once again welcome you all to KSR Data Vision. Now, in today's session, we'll talk about the agenda for today will be like we'll talk about ETL and we'll also go through with BI architecture, what exactly the architecture of the system is, and what are the what are the BI tools available in the market and how MSBI stands on top. So that is something which we'll see, and at last we will see a small demo where we are pushing our simple flat files to our database. So this will be the agenda. Now, there were many questions like that was being posted, like why we need MSBI. We already have Power BI. which can convert the raw data into insights and which can provide the business strategies to all the companies. But why again we are going back and getting with the MSBI? Now, what is the advantage of MSBI? Why companies are preferring MSBI? So this is a question that has been with all of you. So we will try to answer in today's session. Now, in a system, we know that the data is coming from different sources. Now, we are into the data driven world where most of the data which we are using is coming from different database. It could be database, it could be Excel, it could be CSV, and nowadays we are also using Google extensively. Google Analytics is there. So we are using e-commerce websites, they are getting a web data. So every data is very important for the business. Now you go and browse in Amazon. You are browsing 3 to 4 times, you're going to the product, you're viewing the product, you're adding to the cart. For you, it's a usage. For Amazon, it's a data. They are going to convert this data into money. They're going to analyze why this person is coming and visiting this product again and again. What is making him interest on this product? Is he looking for some offers? Is he looking for some discounts? So this type of analysis is being analyzed by Amazon or any e-commerce company. Now the data is coming from different data sources. Some of them can come from Excel, CSV, database. Now, everything you need to put into one bucket for analyzing the data. Now, that's the question. That's the question. Who is going to do this? You have data from different parts. We have a marketing data. We have a sales data. We have a customer data. We have a product data. Everything has to be brought into one umbrella. By doing that, you are making a ready-made data for the developers who can go and analyze the data and convert the data into report. Now this is what is a problem. Now what is this ETL? ETL stands for extracting the data from different system, transforming the data. When I say transforming the data, some of the data may have certain data types, different formats. A best example which I can give you is age. Let's say age is a feature. Now this age as a feature in one of the data set, it can be in years, 25 years, 26 years, 30 years. But if you see in the other data, it could be in months, for 400 months, 300 months, 200 months. It could be in different format. Now, to understand this, to organize everything into one set of data, you should have a proper clean transformation applied to the data set. That is where the T stands for transformation. Now, once everything is done, you need to put it into one place where that place or that data set becomes your main data set. That is called the load. So ETL is a very essential step in every project. I'm not talking in terms of a data, but in terms of every project, ETL will be there. ETL has to be there because the data is coming from different data sources. Now, okay. Data is there. We have transformed it. We have made it available. Now anyone can go and do reporting. Now, the next question is, who is going to do this? Who is going to do this ETL? That is where the question comes, the BI developers. Now, once you see this, I'll walk you through a simple architecture. If you are working in any BI project, even if you go to Google, even if you go to Amazon, even if you go to any of the top companies, the architecture remains same. We are going to get the data from the different systems. We are going to transform it. We are going to store in one place. That place or that data set, database becomes the source of every other file formats, and you're storing in one database, and that you're using for your analysis and you're going to apply an additional information and use it for your business. Now this is where the end-to-end architecture means. As I said, this architecture is going to be same throughout all BI tools. Now, coming to an example, this is what we are going to do. This is what we are going to do. As a part of a Power BI developer or a BI developer, your role starts here. Where your role starts, you're going to get the data from different file formats. You are going to organize them in a structured database, and then you're going to apply an additional information to the business, and you're going to do the reporting. Obviously, this is what you're going to do. Every BI developer has to know this. The reason why Power BI developers or a BI developers is unable to work in the real time is because they are not aware of the architecture. Now, how do you manage this? How do you manage the entire life cycle of a project? That is where you're going to learn today. Now, once we speak about the architecture, now there are many tools in the market which can do this ETL process for us. Right? We all know that we want to build a ETL now. What is ETL? Extracting the data from different data sources, organizing them into a structured database and use it for an analysis. Now, every business needs this ETL. There are many tools in the market which can do this for us. Example, IBM is there, Salesforce is there, RStudio is there, SAP is there, Oracle Apex is there. Now, we do have different tools that is available in the market. Now, if I ask you a question, which brand of phone is good? Whether it's an iPhone, or maybe it's a Samsung phone, or it's a Vivo phone, or it's a MI phone. If I ask you which is best, obviously the first thing which you're going to do is a comparison. Right from the processor, the RAM, the space, the clarity, the camera clarity, everything you're going to decide and then come up with a decision. The same way, you may have n number of tools that is available in the market. Now, how are you going to organize and decide which is going to be the best one? Now, that's the question which you will be having. Which tool is going to be the best? Now what we have seen is, though we have many tools in the market, every tool is having pros and cons, but we do have one of the market leader in the current technologies, that is MSBI. Now, why MSBI is in demand and why not others? As I said, there are many business intelligence tools in the market. Now, the one which is leading the market is definitely MSBI. Now, what is this MSBI? So, MSBI is again a tool which is a business intelligence tool which have again three sub tools. I can call it as SSIS, SSRS, SSAS. Now, how this tool is in demand when compared to other tools is because of these points. So this is Is it audible now? Is it audible? Is it audible now? Can some of you confirm? Still not audible? S is for not audible or S is for audible? Please confirm. S is for not audible or S is for audible? Please confirm. Okay, sorry for that. I'm not sure what is a technical glitches, but yeah, hope it is audible now. Yes, I was talking about the MSBI features. So it is advantageous when you compare with other tool. And now how this tool is going to be the solution to all our ETL process. Now if you can see here, we have three tools which is in the part of MSBI. The first one is SSIS. Now SSIS plays a major role in terms of creating an ETL, because we can see that this tool is the starting step of every business where you're going to create an ETL into the business. Now, as I said, our basic architecture is never going to change. We do have data in the different format, and this different format in terms of Excel, CSV files, all this data we are going to bring into the transformation layer. We apply the transformations and then we are going to load it to the system. So all this entire process is taken care by SSIS tool. Now this SSIS tool, it is an integration service which is a very important term for the ETL process. Now, okay, what if the data is readily available now? Next, as I said, you should also have an additional information to the business. Your comparison is important. When you are comparing to the system, let's say you are having some data, you are coming up with some analysis, you compare it with the previous month, previous quarter, previous year, you check how your business is growing. So end of the day, you have to go with something called comparison, adding an additional information. This type of features, there is a sub tool which again gives us, that is called SSAS. So analysis services helps us to come up with an additional information with, maybe it could be some important KPIs, it could be some of the additional informations about the business. So this tool provides us. Now we are also having the last part of the tool, which is MSBI's SSRS. This is called the reporting service. So basically, once you get the data, you extract the data, you transform the data, you clean the data, you add an additional information to the business, and at last, I would say that the main part is reporting. Everyone prefers the data to be in the visual format. Now that is where this comes into picture. All the information you're going to convert into charts. We have very good features. We have a very good features when you have cards, KPIs, column chart, pie chart, maps. So you have all the features that can convert your data into readable charts. Everyone prefers visualization. I give this example every now and then. If I give you a document, or if I give you a novel to read, or if I give you a chance to go to a movie and see the movie, definitely everyone prefers the second one. Why? No one is having patience to go and read the novels nowadays. Everyone wants the data to also be visualized rather than checking in the database. Now that is where this SSRS completes the process. We start with SSIS, that is responsible for data ingestion. getting the data from different systems, and SSAS adds an additional information to the business, and SSRS completes the process. Now, why MSBI isn't still in demand? We all know Power BI is something which is boom in the market, which can do everything. You give your data, with using Power BI, you can collect the data, you can transform the data, you can do modeling in the data, you can do data cleaning, data transformation, data extraction, you can convert into charts. Like a lot of charts are there. If you see, if I want to name it, we have a column chart, pie chart, donut chart, cards, multi-cards, KPIs, maps. We have many charts, around 30 charts we do have. And additionally, we have 280 charts that you can download it if you have an organization account and get it. It provides a lot of features. And also this is a Power BI is nothing but which can convert your report into raw data, into insights, and also have a chance to publish to the end users. Everything is there. But why we are going and again learning the past? Now this is a question that you have to understand. We already have Power BI. Why are we going and learning MSBI? MSBI was before the story of Power BI. Remember this. 2015, Power BI came into existence. Power BI was started in the year 2015. Now before 2015, the one tool which was ruling the market, what? MSBI. Now you may ask me a question. Yes, 2015, I would say MSBI was used. Now Power BI came into picture. Now again, why are we going back to square one? This is where most of your questions are. When we have Power BI, why we have to learn MSBI? This is what is being like we are all getting a question like why we have to read. One thing you understand, this 3 points is very, very important. Though Power BI is ruling the world currently, there are many applications which are still existing on MSBI. It's not easy to migrate a database as you like. You have some process. You need to take care of the end-to-end systems. So for that reason, most of the applications are still in MSBI databases. Now, there is a lot of migration project that is coming up in the companies where people want to convert their MSBI reports to Power BI reports. Now this is where again we are going back to the old one. Why? Because companies are migrating to Power BI. They're expecting professionals to know both MSBI and Power BI. You can manage with Power BI, but currently what is happening, one person has to be having an ETL knowledge, one person has to be having a Power BI knowledge. Now companies are expecting people who know both. Why? Again, one person can do multiple additional tasks. When one person can migrate from MSBI to Power BI, why you need two people? You can get Power BI developers who knows MSBI, who can easily migrate from one system to other. And remember one thing, the third point is very, very important. There are no much professionals in the market who can implement end to end. People know Power BI. People know MSBI. There is very few people who know both. That's the reason this technology, which we are going to learn as a complete course, is called full stack Power BI developer. There is still a debate going on. Okay, if Power BI is there, why MSBI is still in use? To answer your question, MSBI is a tool that most of the applications are still existing, and we are going to push every data from MSBI to Power BI. We are going to migrate it. Now the migration becomes a very important step for a business. Now you may ask me a question, what is the job opportunities? Definitely many companies are moving the data from the on-premises to Power BI. So this is one of the tool which is going to lead the market. It is already in demand, and we are going to see there are very few professionals who can implement end to end. Now this is a right time for you to scale up both and start migrating. Now I'll show you demo. There is a flat file which I can call it as a simple flat file. This is a simple flat file. Now this is just one of the data set which we have. It could be similar to a showroom bike sales, where we have a region, country, customer, and what is a model, and what is a sale date, and how many orders has been purchased. So this is a simple Excel data. If you remember, the data can come from Excel, the data can come from XML, the data can come from CSV. There are many forms you can get the data. We are into the data driven world. In the data driven world, we are seeing a lot of data that is coming from different data sources. Now, who is going to organize everything into one place? We all know that now MSBI is the leading ETL tool in the market. Now, by using SSIS, you can organize this data and put it to one database. And from this one database, you can start doing your analysis. Now, question: how this ETL process is achieved? You may get the data from different systems. How are we going to put it into one system? I am going to show you one simple SSIS package which will do the work for us. What is the work? Excel data, which you're seeing on the screen. If you see, this is having around 60,919 records. The first one I'm not counting as it's a header. 60,919 records I do have. My first step is try to push this data into a database package automatically. Okay. Now I'll show a database. So this is a database. I run this. If you see here, region, country, customer, business segment, category, model, color, we don't have anything in the system. Now, how are we going to move this Excel data into my system? Always try to understand the data can come from the different systems. Finally, you have to have one database object or one destination table where all the data can come and sit here. Now I'll show you a live example. We don't have any data set here, but we have the Excel data. Now what is the experiment? I need to press one button. If I press that button, the entire Excel data has to be brought into my database. Now how we can do it? We have a package. We can use this tool, SSIS and ETL tool. If you see the diagram only, it will get to know that it can club the data from different data sources and try to move the data into the data warehouse system. Now, how to do this? Let me go to an SSIS package. Now, what I will do, let's say this is my process. I need to move the data from CSV file to database. Now I'll tell you how this has been done in the course, actual course, but here it's an experiment. I have a flow that is created. You can call it as a flow chart or you can call it as a process chart where you're moving the data from bike data to SQL database. Now I'll simply go and click this execute button. Okay. I can simply go and start this process. Just observe what is going to happen. Either I can click start and the complete package is going to run. Remember, I'll show you again. this table is not having any data as of now. It's not having any data as of now, but you have an Excel data which is having 60,919 records. Let's see how we can move this data into my database. Let me go to the package. I'll simply start this package. The moment I start this has been running. I did not face any error as such, but if you see, this is a package where the bike data has been validated successfully. 60,919 records is being executed and it is moved to the SQL database. Now this package is run successfully. It has been annotated with the green signal with a tick mark saying that this process is completed without any blocker. Now I'll go to the database. Now I'll run a simple select query. If you see, the table which was empty now has been populated with 60,919 records. Now, how is this possible? How is this possible? The data was present somewhere in the Excel format. Now, how was I able to do it and bring the data into database? Now you know what to do. Everything is into one database. Now you can start reporting. Now you can start reporting by using BI tools. But if you observe carefully, what I have done, I have brought the data into my SQL Server database with just one click. I'll repeat the process for you. I'll truncate the table. I'll show you the data again. There is no data. Clearly observe. There is no data. I'll go to my package. I'll start the package. See, I'll tell you what I've done to move the data. What is a source table? What is a destination table? Okay, this I'll be covering in part of the course. But as an experiment, as a demo, let me start the process. If I start the process, this is in running stage. It has run. It took less than around 2-3 seconds. This is again executed. Again, I'll go to the database which I am showing you. There is no data. But now if I run the select code for you, the data has been populated. Now I am showing you an example of one data. If the data is coming from different systems, you can organize everything into one table or one database. That's the power of system, right? Now, what I have brought the data from my server, that is my local Excel, to my database. Now, this is where you'll be doing in the end-to-end real time. You will be getting the data from different system, Excel, CSV, Google Analytics, any data format. You are going to bring everything into one database by making use of SSI package. Now, once the data is readily available for you in a database, what's next? Adding additional information. Who is responsible? We have already seen the responsibility was taken care by SSAS. SSIS was responsible for loading the data, like we are extracting and we are loading into one database. So this is what we have achieved. Now post this, we are going to see SSAS, which you can add an additional information. Then we can convert into charts and visuals. This is going to be our final assignment, right? Now we have seen a demo how to move data from your Excel to database. Now, as a ETL developer, including the SSIS, this is what you'll be doing in the real time. Now, in our course, we are going to do everything from scratch. We have an Excel data. I'll be explaining you how to create this SSIS package. We will be doing a live demonstration of one data set where the data is coming from different systems, and we are going to collect everything and we are going to organize it and we are going to push it to a SQL database. I am going to explain you the complete workflow that is involved in this process. How you have to migrate the data from your source tables to your destination tables. Post this, we will be doing SSAS, SSRS in terms of reporting, in terms of converting the data into charts. Now, if you ask me, what we have done is an experiment. Okay. Now, you may again ask me a question, how this is going to be useful? As I said, most of the organization, they are having the data in the flat files, or they have all the data in the on-premises. Now everyone is using Power BI. So companies are expecting the professionals to know both MSBI and Power BI. Power BI is leading in the market, but they also expect your MSBI knowledge. Now, we are going to have one course which is called Full Stack Power BI Developer. Now, what is the advantage of this course? What is the advantage of this course? You are going to learn SQL, which is our primary focus, because SQL will help us to understand the complete understanding of how the coding is to be done, how the database objects will be created, and how the system is going to execute the SQL code and check. Now that is something we will be learning as part of the initial classes. Then once this is done, I'll be walking you through MSBI, where we'll be doing all the ETL, data, reporting. Okay, 20 hours of SQL where we will start. Then MSBI. Now I can say this is a before Power BI. Okay, then we are going to learn extensively on reporting, Power BI. Our focus will be try to do all the reports in Power BI, and Power BI also, if the data is very huge, we may not be able to store huge data. We may have to use some Azure services. Now, combination of all four, you are learning everything in BI technologies. You are learning everything in BI technologies. Nothing is there now as a pending. Now that's why we are covering complete 100 hours of BI technologies. Now if companies are asking SQL, companies are asking MSBI, companies are asking Power BI, companies are asking Azure, you know all four. You know all four. There is no point or no part that you can say that I don't know. Now, in the BI technology, nothing is pending now. You have learnt everything. MSBI is past. Power BI is present. Azure is future. Now, we have learned, we are going to cover past, We are going to cover present. We are going to cover future. Now, what do you think companies may ask except then this? We are going to learn end to end. What was the story before Power BI and what is currently happening in the market? And also what is going to be future. Everything you are going to learn. We are going to learn completely the dedicated 100 hours of Power BI with MSBI, SQL and Azure. There is no other technology the company can ask in terms of BI. I can say you need not worry about for the next 10 years. Next 10 years you need not try to scale up. If you learn this, move your skills into BI, you need not go and learn anything else for the next 10 years. That's what we are going to cover as part of this full stack Power BI developer, which is going to be 100 dedicated hours of BI technologies. Right? Now, we have time to answer your questions. So I'll answer your questions in terms of going from backside. So what are the Azure services which we'll be using? Power BI is having a small drawback. When I say small drawback, the data load is heavier. So for that, we are going to use Azure databases like Azure SQL database, Azure block storage, Azure data lake storage. We can make use of Azure services. And the transformations also becomes heavier. So we can use with respect to data factory, Azure data factory, Azure data factory, Azure data storage, Azure block storage, Azure data lake storage, Azure SQL database are around 5 services that you will be learning as part of this course. Before loading the data in SSIS, a table with the headers must be there. It can be there or you can create on the fly as well. There is a new package that has come on which can execute it and which can also create your structures. You need not create a structure. Any other question? Only Power BI, I would say maybe you will be like, your life is secure for next 5 years. But if you learn MSBI, Power BI, SQL and Azure, I can guarantee you next 10 years you need not worry. Even if you don't know SQL, we are going to help you from scratch. We are known to teach you from scratch. You need not worry about it. There is an ongoing batch for a full stack Power BI developer. If you are interested, please reach out to this number. We can help you to join the course. Any other questions? We have seen the difference. MSBI, we have 3 tools which can do data cleaning, data analysis, data reporting. Now Power BI is a one tool, one-stop shop where you can create everything in Power BI. Power BI is future, MSBI was past. Now you may ask me why I am going and reading past. There is no much professionals who can implement end-to-end solutions. Companies are migrating to Power BI. Tableau is a different BI tool. We are learning MSBI products. So Tableau will not be part of this course. Power Apps, yes, we are going to give you an idea on it, insight. We are also giving you some knowledge on Power Apps. We will be covering the data warehousing concepts as part of the SSIS. That will be part of this course. This is a process oriented app where you need not be an expert. Whatever you're going to learn here from scratch, you can easily show an experience of 5 years because it's an app. So you're going to master the app where the expectations you will be able to match it because this is something which you'll be learning in span of 3 months. So to answer your question, 20% of SQL, 20% of MSBI, 60 to 70% of Power BI. This is what you'll be doing in the real time. Most of the things you'll be doing in Power BI reports. Any other question? What we are going to teach is a full stack Power BI developer, which is a combination of all four. So what we are going to learn here will be 20 hours of SQL, 20 hours of MSBI, 40 hours of Power BI and 20 hours of Azure. It's a combination of four. It's like a package for us. You learn this and you become a full stack Power BI developer. And just to give you insight, for learning Power BI in depth, you need an organization account. We are going to provide you organization account to each one of you who is joining with us, where we are going to work with a real-time application. You'll be allowed to swim in the ocean, which you will not get in all other institutes. No other institutes in India are providing an organization account for learning Power BI. We are the one and only institute in India to provide account for each and every student in our course. Let's say if you have 500 people, we are going to provide all 500 people with the account, individual account. Now, this is one uniqueness, I would say, and also will help you to prepare interview. For interview, what needs to be prepared, we are going to conduct mock interviews, and also will help you in preparing the resumes as well. We'll also be working with 3 real-time projects. Now, there is a small discussion that is going on. The Power BI calls are getting less, but I would say if you learn this, you have learned past, you have learned present, you have learned future, and you have learned the language. What else you need? Every company needs a resource who knows all 4. You will be the right person if you go through all this course. Definitely you need not worry about next 10 years because you have learned everything in BI technologies. We are going to have 3.5 months course. This is a batch timings. You need not have any support because what we are teaching is from scratch, 0 to 100. This is what you are learning. So you need not worry about any support. The focus in the class and the practice will make you a professional, experienced person in these tools. Even if you put 5 years experience also, still it is manageable because you are not learning any coding here. It's just a process you need to follow. It's just a method you need to follow. That is what you're doing here. Any other question? Okay. If you have any other question, please do reach out those numbers. We'll help you. And please subscribe our channel. We have our own LMS platform where you can install this app. Go through all our free sessions that is available. We have first 5 classes as free. Please register and get to know this tool. See how we teach. You can see the quality of our teaching and then you can join our course. So this is all about our app. So please subscribe our channel to get the latest updates on what is going in the market, and we'll help you to get job. We do have some of the consulting services support, like we can make you to get calls. We also have tie-ups with some of the organizations. We will definitely push your resumes to the next level. So this is all about the demo. Please reach out to this number for more details. Thanks for your time on Saturday evening. Have a great day ahead. We'll meet you again in the next video. Thank you so much.